How you doing out there? I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to Malah's Insight. Today, I have a very influential trainer as well as an entrepreneur. He's going to share his story with us. He goes by the name of Black Just, and I'm going to let him give you more detail about him. Go ahead.
Peace, everyone. How y'all doing? My name is Justus Shabazz Allah. Peace to everybody out there. I'm the creator, CEO of Gym Gang Fitness. The gang and Gym Gang stands for Generous Athletic Networking Group. Our mission is to basically unify all people that are into fitness activities under one banner, basically, and build a social network of fitness enthusiasts from a novice level to a professional level, to basically just show our love and appreciation for fitness. And I happen to have cool merchandise also. So if you ever come across it, pick up a t-shirt or a water bottle, or I got a various array of apparel now, but pick you up a little something if you identify with the movement, and that's pretty much it. I'm a CPT, I'm a certified personal trainer. I've been in the business well over 15 years now. My resume goes from Crunch flagship gyms to New York Health and Racquet Club to New York Sports Club. I'm currently training independently. My resume has strength and conditioning coach for Christ the King for 4 years. I've done numerous TV spots. I've been featured on Pix 11 News. That's where I got my IG moniker. New York City's hottest trainer. I've also been featured numerous times on Good Morning America with some of your favorite elites in the fitness industry. Brooke Burke, Chris Powell, Dr. Ian Smith. I've done numerous segments alongside those individuals. I'm a father too. I'm a humble guy, man. Peace.
Peace. Let me ask you, so what made you chose fitness? Like, what made you chose that type of grind?
You know what's odd about that? I actually didn't choose it. It chose me. To be completely honest, I was running from fitness for so long. I always was a workout guy. No, actually, no, I wasn't. I actually was a young little, I guess, chubby guy that was wearing designer clothes. I thought I was cool. And some buddies of mine in my neighborhood, we were doing rap music. We were trying to aspire to be budding rappers. And I remember one of my idols was Tretch, along with Pac. I always thought Pac had like a dope physique when I was a young kid. And my buddies, we was trying to rap. So I was like, we gotta look like them. So one of my buddies named Devon, he was an engineer. And DK's also a CPT, a very accomplished personal trainer, and doing great things. And he's already shit. They play football for Flushing High School. And I was like, yo, I gotta get muscles so I can look like Pac or Tretch when I rap. So we started on the journey. And DK kind of wasn't as supportive and helpful because he already had muscles. And he actually, there's a brother from the neighborhood named Calvin Odoms, who's one of my mentors in fitness. And KO, we call him KO for short. KO had reached out to me a couple of times. I would see him in the neighborhood doing pull-ups. It'd be like 30 degrees outside. They'd be outside on a pull-up bar with kicking the snow out the way, doing pull-ups. I thought that was insane. I was like, hell no. I was like, yo, you need to come get some of this. And that's in my head, like, yeah, all right, I'll come out. But in my head, I'd be like, hell no, I ain't messing with them clowns. Busting my chin up on the bar and doing pull-ups. Man, I got Parasuco jeans on, man. I don't need no muscles. So I was very arrogant, a silly kid, man. And long story short, with the one that didn't want to give me the help, I was becoming a nag. He actually reintroduced me to KO, which me being honorable, I didn't really want to accept the help because I was like, damn, he offered it and I snubbed him. And I accepted the help humbly, and pretty much he took me from there. I couldn't do one pull-up to start accomplishing amazing feats through fitness, but I still wasn't on my fitness journey. I just was a workout guy. And KO always told me from a young age, because I'm probably about 21 years old now, I'm 45 now. He's telling me, yo, you're going to be a coach. You're going to be a coach. I'm like, nah, I ain't going to be no coach. And I was in pretty fair shape for a long time, and I would help people like a lot of trainers do. But I was doing it so I wouldn't be accountable. I wasn't a trainer, but I would help you. And then I think it was around when Obama first got elected. my company had went under. And we were going through the economic quote-unquote crisis, which I was oblivious to because my life was so sweet under that stimulus package. And a friend of mine I was helping named Ramel, we used to sit around his house and dream about working. I'm doing, how we gonna get money? And he said, you should be a trainer. I was like, nah, I ain't been a trainer. I was getting an unemployment check. I was getting the max. I thought I was rolling. I was traveling the world. And then, lo and behold, I overextended and overdid it and with the full 2-year term, and it cut me off suddenly. And I was dead broke. And I didn't want to be a burden to my physical because I was living with my brother. We shared an apartment. And I was venting to some brothers outside on the block. Like, damn, man, I got to get a real job now because I ain't got no more money. I want this for my brother. And Ramel overheard the conversation. He brought it in. See, I told you. Yo, you coming down with me. He knew the manager at Crunch Gym at the time. They had some kind of relationship. He used to be an ex-employee there. I walked in. They looked me up and down. And they hired me on the spot. They called me back in for my second interview. I did a brief presentation explaining myself, and I was hired. And I still was like, man, this is a joke. You know what I'm saying? Who hires somebody right off the street? I ain't got no certifications yet, nothing. And I didn't understand, but they had a program called onboarding, which is very pivotal in my choice to continue this career because it taught me about the Crunch organization, but about the fitness industry from the genesis, or you're going back to Jack LaLanne and how they acquired their gyms, all that type of stuff. And when I was able to correlate and connect fitness as an actual profession, or relate to it as an actual profession, that's when the light bulb went off. And I said, wow, I could do this. And I started my journey, and I got my first cert with them, which I think was .fit, which is just an inside house cert. And then I went to the races. I left that gym, went to the New Health Racket Club. I met a host of amazing trainers. One of them, my man, Ali Rob, I forget to mention a lot of times. So I mentioned Ali first. Ali Rob, James, my brother Leo, my brother Abel, Celine, and they really nurtured me at that gym and taught me the ropes. And now I got my certs and stuff. So I'm my A certified I'm training now. I got a kettlebell cert. I got a chair rack certification. I got numerous certs now, but they had nurtured me and just helped me develop my craft. And shortly after that, I went independent, and I've been independent since, and I've been doing great. And I provide for my whole family doing this. I take it very seriously. I've never injured anyone or hurt anyone ever in my life, and I get a lot of accolades from my clients. A lot of training friends I know, they tell me I put too much of myself in my job. And I say, well, they don't call it personal training for nothing. So, I pride myself on delivering a very professional, safe service, to my clients. So, and if it wasn't for that, I don't think I'd still be in business today.
So let me ask you this. From when you first started, because in the Black community, we have a myriad of health issues that plague us, from diabetes to obesity. And do you see a difference as far as when you first started training and our people attitudes towards working out into now?
I want to say yeah is the easy answer, but the attitude without action, we still
But
not taking the action.
I'm talking about as far, that's what I mean. Like they are putting more work in or becoming more into fitness or health conscious or both.
No, I think people put more work into vanity more than fitness. That's another thing that I stress to my clients is that make health your optimum goal, because everything else will fall in place. The aesthetic is one thing. Health is a whole other thing. You know what I mean? And that's another message that I'm trying to drop. That's actually, that ties right into, I know one of your questions will be how you came with Gym Game Fitness. That's where Gym Game Fitness came from. It came from the years of being a personal trainer and realizing, you know what? The numbers really ain't changing. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm one person, so that limits me. I don't even do group training. I'm going to probably dabble in it a little bit this summer, but I do one-on-one sessions. But there's only one 8 a.m., one 9 a.m., one 10 a.m. slot. So I can't train with so many people a day. So I might, even though I might do my part and have impacted my dozens and dozens and dozens of people, them numbers is in the thousands and thousands of people that are obese and overweight. And we're not taking heed. You know what I'm saying? Look at the COVID situation we're dealing with all the underlying issues. Look how many friends I've lost, personal friends and relatives, and it just got wiped out. People that I know for a fact, if it wasn't for COVID, they still be alive today. Because there's a lot of conspiracy theories and hocus pocus stuff, spookies that going around, the theories about that virus. I know for a fact, whatever killed them, name it, whatever you want to name it. If it wasn't for coronavirus, those friends of mine, and I'm talking about at least 8 to 9 people I know that passed, they still be alive today if it wasn't for that. And I know, well, maybe a handful of them I was surprised about the underlying issues, but they might have been big people. And now I'm not one to assume, but a lot of them had underlying issues. But they succumbed to the virus for that very reason. You know what I'm saying? So my answer is no, it isn't. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. Me personally, I'm humble. I have a very rigid, regimented healthcare regimen that I do. And so far so good. It's been keeping me sustainable. You know what I mean? But
So
I
let me
don't worry
ask
about
you,
myself.
when we look at fitness, like since you talked about the COVID-19, as well as let's look at what's going on with the killing or murdering, that's what it was, of George Floyd. Do you
Yeah.
feel like we should also look at being in fit as a form of self-defense too, to really to take care of ourselves?
Yeah. Yes, indeed. And ironic. I told somebody because now we're older. I remember as a young guy, the devil's wicked, man. The devil's so crafty, man. And we know what's going on. We know what's happening to us. But I remember as a young kid, I Sylvester Medina, and my uncle's alive. He returned due to HIV and AIDS. That was what did him in. Super virile, strong guy. Was into the martial arts. It was kind of like a staple. We all had to learn martial arts as kids. Had to do the pushes on our knuckles, on our fingertips. They had a dojo right across the street from the projects. I got family in Fort Greene, downtown New York, on the first side, Murder Avenue and Prince, the side where I'm from. That place turned into an arcade, a laundromat, all kinds of stuff. But the first thing was a karate school, and it was mandatory. We went to that karate school and learned karate, and all little kids had to learn it in the black community. You know, say all them brothers coming home from the Vietnam, all that type of stuff. They brought all them skills and was teaching the kids. But then the drug epidemic hit, and everybody they caught AIDS and got hooked on crack, and all that shit went away. And then everything just turned into I guess the D-boy vibe, but just loitering and hanging around and being on some gangster shit. Like I remember these kids, everybody had to learn either boxing or karate or some kind of martial arts stuff. I got uncles. My uncle J.P. Blige in the puppet. He hails from the Bronx area. Cedric. He's a grand master. You know what I mean? And that's ill, like you said that. So yeah, we should. Cause I'll tell you one thing, long before COVID, all the little devils, they was out in Long Island taking them mixed Muay Thai, mixed martial arts classes a long time ago. Them classes be filled up a long time ago. All our kids know how to do is play video games and dribble a basketball and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely should learn it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna come to that to some level. You know what I mean? And they're prepared. I want to say more or less, but if you come to weapons, they probably got it. You know what I'm saying? But they armed tooth and nail. And even if not so, they're trained how to actually shoot and execute and utilize the weapons efficiently. A lot of brothers that got handguns in the street, they just got them for intimidation. They flash dance a lot. They're not shooters in the sense of they can hit a long range or move a target. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Definitely. So with the gym gang, you said how you created the gym gang, but you also you created a detox formula. Like, what made you create the detox formula? Because I be seeing a lot of detox formulas, or so many. So like for a lay person like myself, like what was your thought process behind creating the detox formula?
You know what it was? The detox. Well, one, just so y'all know, there are many various forms of detoxing. Like anything, the body actually detoxes itself. the elixir that I create, the elixir that I use, that I made the detox out of, was something that's already existed. I just formulated it and I applied protocol to it and structure so that person can actually be successful. So what made me do it was again, I was able to transform myself. I was doing telecommunications at the time, and I had maybe a year or two before that, I was in really, really good shape. I actually put up the 3 pictures up. So my early 20s, after I first got to the linear, I met KO, we got shape. So I would say, when I started lifting weights, in that November. By that May, that summer, I had my first 6-pack ever. Now, of course, I had a young body, and I lacked muscle maturity, but I didn't know. But I'm damn sure could have compete with Tupac and Tretch. I was ready. You know what I'm saying? And years later, I had gained a lot of weight. I was doing telecommunication jobs at that time, and it was remote, so I had to be in different cities. I actually was in Minneapolis at the time. And the young guys that worked the front desk, 2 little young white boys, it was cool. And we just, kicking the joints. I remember I used to love this. I tricked myself into thinking this white bean chili from one of them fast food restaurants was healthy because it was white beans. It was chili. I thought protein. I used to love it. I used to eat it. And I must have ate too much of it. Because the second phase of pictures, I was mad fat, like I was 8 months pregnant. So I was downstairs talking to the guys. And they was talking. They said, yo, man, you make a good wrestler. So this goes to show you how delusional you are. Because I'm thinking to myself, I'm ripped, like, from before. I'm like, wrestler? Like, what? So I went upstairs to my room. I had my shirt off. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm 8 months pregnant. And I'm like, yo, you must be bugging. Like, how you fooling yourself? You look like a wrestler. You did. So I flipped on myself crazy. And my sister had to tell me about the detox a long time ago. But she didn't give me, she just told me, she gave it to me loosely. She didn't give me no structure. She's like, here, do it. So because of the way my mind works, I wasn't even training yet, but I structured it. Because I need order and structure in my life in order for me to function. I can adjust and adapt, and I'm swift and changeable, but I always have to have some type of order and structure. If not for nothing, I believe if I was to make a mistake, I'm able to backtrack and correct the mistake because of the order and structure that I follow. So I'm very regimented in that sense. And I did it. So 2 weeks I did the detox. And then after 2 weeks, I remember thinking to myself, damn, like, first, like, everybody, even my clients that do it, I get a kick out of it. They be like, this is the hardest thing they ever want to do because it's all liquids. I said, damn, that's all I'm going to have. Like, they be bugging out in their head. It's all part self, wrong with it. It's all mental. And they sit there and think to themselves, like, damn, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to die, this and that. I had all the same reservations. And by the time I got to, like, week 2, midweek, I'm walking around, head clear. I'm getting great sleep, having these deep dreams, real vivid dreams. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. So my mom started thinking, well, what you gonna do afterwards? Because you can't do it forever. You gotta go back to reality. And I ain't want to go back to reality, but I knew I couldn't stay here on liquids for the rest of my life. So I was like, damn, what I'm gonna do? So I just, with my knowledge of bodybuilding, I just did a simple diet, real basic. Every meal was the same, basically vegetables, a lot of vegetables, high proteins, and that was cool. And so phase 1 and 2, I just showed phase 1 and 3. Phase 2, you just a smaller version of phase 1. So you still look flabby, but you just smaller. So I probably dropped like 15, maybe 20 pounds. And then after phase 2 with the regular diet and working out, I worked out through the whole thing, but I was working out. Now I'm eating solid foods. Everything started to come back. By the time I got to phase 3, you can see signs of my 6-pack coming back. You're seeing the shape of my physique. Everything was back. And I was closer to my younger years when I was ripped. I was like, oh, snap. So I just put it on the shelf, and I was like, damn, I'm going to save the world. But then I learned quickly that people didn't respect the time and the efforts. So what I did was I have to help people for free. I'm passionate about it. I'm just helping you. I'm help you. They wasn't listening. I'm all up at late at night worrying about them and stressing over them. They wanted to do it. And then I said, you know what? I think shortly after that, I started training and I learned about program design. And I realized that that's what I had been doing all the time. And I just refined it a little bit more. And I added a ticket to it, a price point to it. And it's been very successful, man. My detox now is responsible for well over, I would say, 1,500 pounds lost.
Yeah. What's the time frame? What's the time frame
It's 2 weeks. I recommend 2 weeks. I have buckled for some people because the customer's always right, and I'm a business. They pay you. So if you want to stop at day 10, I'll let you stop safely and wean you off and bring you out of it. But I recommend do the 14 days of the detox. But it always comes down to the dollar with everybody for some reason. And I always try to tell them, the little bit of money you spend with me, imagine what you're going to spend with doctors and co-pays. And that's if you got healthcare insurance nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You still going to have to pay something with it. If you ain't got it, you might not be able to afford it. You see how they let a lot of people die in hospitals with this COVID stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, it always comes down to the price point. So what I ended up doing was actually a 6-week transformation. 2 weeks detox, 4 weeks dieting, and a workout plan. But for business purposes, I had to separate the detox and the other 4 weeks because people were having a problem with the price point. And I figured, I know I can get you some results, even though they think the results they want is the weight loss. You can lose weight eating your favorite food if you want. Just you got to eat the proper amount of calories. So as long as you create a caloric deficit, you're gonna lose weight. My goal is not to help you lose weight. I know you're gonna lose weight. My goal is to help you change the bad habits that led to you gaining the weight in the first place. So through therapy, I want to write journals and stuff like that. That's your trail of crumbs, your structure, your order to find your way back if you happen to slip up or have a lapse moment. But a lot of people, they have a problem finding structure. They take that little bit of money they pay me. They lose 15, maybe sometimes I record up to 30 pounds lost, depending on the individual. And they happy because they looking different, they fitting their clothes different, not realizing that there's so much more to go because you're trying to adapt a lifestyle change, not just lose a bit of weight. Lose weight with anybody. You can pick your favorite food, and I promise you, I can have you lose weight on it.
So
you know what I'm saying?
let me ask you this, because you said that you was on TV. How was you able to get on TV, especially Good Morning America? That's like a national rated, nationwide show. How was you able to get on that? Number one.
It's crazy. I had got a friend of mine, basically at the end of the day, in a nutshell, I know I'm with it, and I apologize. And I learned that in my speech therapy classes. But just relationship building, to be honest with you. I did Pix 11 News because of relationship that I had. I did a favor for a favor. If I did a favor on the arm and they favor to me, the reciprocate was to give me a Pix 11 News. My friend from Good Morning America seen me on Pix 11 News and chewed me out like I didn't come on Good Morning America first. I said I would love to come on Good Morning America. He invited me down to the studio. I thought I was going on to be on the show. I wasn't. He just invited me down to the studio. In being down at the studio, I met a director named Brian. Brian, what's up? Wherever you at? Brian since moved on. He's been promoted several times. But he's not in that position anymore. He's not no longer a producer of the segments. And Brian's a cool white boy. And believe it or not, our first conversation was about Selassie. We didn't even talk about fitness. I was just shocked that white boy knew so much about Selassie. We just kicking about Selassie. And then I think fitness came up loosely. And what I would do is, I train in the city. And also, so whenever I had morning clients in the city and I had dead space, I would go kill time because I knew the time they filmed Good Morning America. So I would just keep showing up and just hanging out and offering free tips and looking out. And I kept running into the producer. And he kept, I guess he's feeling guilty, but I had no pressure. I was like, no problem, brother. He said, I ain't forget about you. I said, I didn't think you did. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready. And I guess one day he just felt like, listen, I'm tired of playing around with you. I'm going to set it up. He introduced me to his assistant. We did the show. Now, the irony of it is this. So I walk in Good Morning America day one. I meet Brian. I always bring gifts when I come to the studio because I'm trying to promote the brand. I seen a pretty young lady. She's a middle-aged white woman, and I offered her a gift. So I gave her a gift. It was in the form of one of my T-shirts, and it had a cool slogan on the back. It's a catch slogan that I use on all my shirts called it says, "Caution, object is stronger than it appears," and it's very endearing and powerful vibe, especially for the ladies. I told her, don't open the shirt till you go back to your office. I promise you're gonna love it. Then no lady from Campaign. I had a small T-shirt. She was a small. Gave her the shirt. Met Brian. Now, fast forward a couple of months. I'm up and down, back and forth at the studio. Finally, we do the segment. There was a little bit of mishap because my first segment was with Ginger Z and Sarah Haynes. They were both getting married that year, and they both were trying to get in shape for their weddings. So Ginger had a trainer, and Sarah didn't. So they were gonna do like a battle of trainers. I was gonna be ask Ginger to do an exercise, and Ginger's trainer was gonna ask Sarah to do an exercise. Ginger unfortunately happened to get sick and couldn't do the segment, so they was gonna cancel it. So Brian called and said, "Yo, bro, Ginger can't do the segment. Do you still want to do it?" I said, "Absolutely." He said, "Well, what you want to do?" I said, "Yo, you can bring any one of your friends up and bring them up there with you, and let them do the segment with you." So I said, "Wow, so perfect." So I called my sister. My sister Tina, Tina Gosign. She has a company called Massage Vibes. She's a licensed massage therapist. So I wanted to bring her up there so she could network and probably get some massage clients at the studio. And then my other brother, Kim Brad, he retired from personal training, but he's an aspiring personal trainer at the time. And I wanted him to get some of the shine too. Well, that's one thing I learned. Nothing is worth it if you can't share it. You know what I'm saying? So I brought them both up with me. And man, it was me, Sarah Haynes, Dan Ambrams, Elstina, and Kim Brad. And man, I had Dan out there in a full suit, hard bottom wingtips, doing exercises. I was blown away, man. It was a great segment. We knocked it out. We did a great job. Everybody's very excited about it. I went and took me a speech class for us. So I could talk properly, and I need to brush up on it because you got to keep practicing. I know I still have a lot of slang because I haven't done a class in a while. And I'm not telling no story, so excuse me, but long story short, I'm back up the studio, right? And I'm hanging out. And the same little lady passes by. Says, "Hey." I would always be the brand on the show, which is a blessing, because that's a free commercial on that national television show. And she said, "I remember you. Thanks for the shirt." She said, "But you did a great job on your segment." She said, "You did a great job on the segment." Then did I go, "What?" "Yeah, she did a great job on the segment. You should do another one." I was like, "Okay." So I'm like, "Yo, who the hell is she?" She was Brian's boss. So you see how that worked? I just gave that a simple act of kindness, just being me, naturally me, gave her a gift. I'd have gave it to anybody that fit that size would have got the shirt. It didn't have to be her. Universe just happened. She happened to pass me. I gave her a gift. I happened to do well and look good. I already got Brian in pocket. He's the homie. But she was impressed. And sure enough, I've been getting called ever since 2, 3, 4 times a year to do segments. And it's always interns or someone that I might have met under Brian or just at the studio that have stepped into that position that are producers now. And it was keep me in mind, like, you know what? It's called Justice. And so it's a blessing. Really, it's really, a lot of people act like it's so complicated or I got some super plug. I didn't do it all by myself, but I maintained it by myself just by constant being in their face and being a humble guy, being respectful and relationship building skills. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I've been able to do it. I'm very humble for it. I got a lot of love in that studio from the janitors that push the brooms in there. They all wear Gym Game Fitness through that studio, all the way up to the talent. Mike Strahan, he has his Gym Game Fitness apparel. Everybody got Gym Game in there. The stage hands that fix up the props in there, they wear Gym Game Fitness. So I definitely, I humbly, I think I made a good stamp, and I never come up there and take that for granted and disrespect that. You know?
So let me ask you this, right? So where is Gym Game Fitness heading? Where is heading? Like, what's your idea?
That's a great question. But where Gym Game Fitness is headed? Gym Game Fitness is, my goal is to make Gym Game Fitness not only just a household name, but a multi-billion-dollar corporation. The fitness industry is a $32 billion industry, and it's damn near like the Wild Wild West. There's so much money to be made in so many different areas. What I noticed is that a lot of trainers and fitness professionals, everyone's getting into branding. Everyone wants to brand, and they're stuck on branding themselves. I'm not. You only know what Gym Game Fitness is because you happen to know me. But as time flies and goes by, and as the company grows, you won't see my face anymore. You're gonna know the brand, which is just icon and the name, Gym Game Fitness. We're trying to basically help other fitness enthusiasts, influencers, build their independent brands. You know what I'm saying? And create a helm, an umbrella, if you will, or a network, if you will, for all of them to do so. So basically, I've been having trouble getting things going. I remember personally off the record, you had asked me about a website. It's so hard when you don't have a team. and I've never been able to establish a solid team to do the work. Everybody want to be down, everyone want to wear a shirt, but they don't want to do the work. And it's understandable. I don't have enough money to pay payroll and give people, I guess, a salary, things of that nature. So I've been forced to do a lot of things by myself. But I have outsourced everything, and I just picked the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? So just with personal training, not to make excuses, it's a very tedious job. Like I explained to you earlier before we started the actual show. My day, I've been in COVID, because I still got to be mindful and conscious of the COVID and be careful with who I interact with and how I interact with people. It's a constant up and down, run around gig all day. I've been going since about at 3 a.m. every morning. I'm on the phone overseas with the manufacturers, trying to get the new samples together and actually secure the merch. I think I'm getting away from the question. Gym Game Fitness is going to one day be a household name and basically be the reason that you know about a lot of the fitness professionals or fitness elite that you know about in the industry. But our goal is basically to bring people together. That's the end goal of Gym Game Fitness, to really connect the whole world in the name of fitness, which leads back to your original question about how you seeing an increase in attitude or fitness, and not just our community, but in general. That's the ultimate goal, to really get everyone to be more involved in their health and be more health conscious and actually putting action to it, as opposed to just talking about it or looking cute for a weekend. That's the goal of Gym Game Fitness. To
So
unify people and help them get more healthy.
let me hit you with this question, because we about to wind it down. Like, what some takeaways could you give to the people out there?
One, fitness doesn't have a shape or size. So if you can get away from that, you're light years ahead of the game. Focus on health, being healthy. Technically, if your heart can maintain sustain your body mass, then technically you're healthy. Presuming you got good labs, your LDL, your cholesterol, your sugar levels, all that type of stuff. Don't get caught up in being a size 3 or having so big, thick chest and arms, stuff like that. Because that'll come. That just depends on what your workout regimens are and how dedicated you are to your workout regimens. But make your ultimate goal to be more healthy. Make sure that your food that you eat has some nutritional value. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get the proper herbs and vitamins and minerals in your system. We take a lot of vitamins. A lot of us aren't getting the minerals. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, then you add a simple workout regimen. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see some results. But the main key is to get your health and your gut health together, especially in this day and age with all the sickness and germ warfare they're using against us out here as the people. And this ain't even just about blacks. It's just that we have such bad habits inheritedly that it's affecting us a lot. It's just affecting everybody. It's just affecting us a lot worse because we're a little bit more hard-headed than the rest. I'm saying white people have been on a health kick since I can remember. You always see white people out jogging and running and doing all kind of activities. We take for granted that we come from our ancestors were so resilient. We are not them. We come from them, but we got to work to be them. We have the genetics, we have the potential, but we got to rise to the potential and actually do the work. And a lot of us don't do the work. We're lazy learners. We adopted a lot of lazy activities, which is ironic because we come from slaves. And imagine a lazy slave. That's an oxymoron. See what I'm saying? So, I'll leave with this. Work like a slave and live like a king. That's something my grandfather, the Honorable High Priest Justus Shabazz Allah always says to me. Work like a slave, live like a king. And that's what we're doing right now.
So how would a person get in contact with you? Like, what's the best avenues to get in contact?
The best avenue, you can reach out to me direct. My phone number is 718-406-6866. Serious inquiries only. I answer all phone calls. I get calls randomly from everybody else, from bots and everything else, so I don't have no problem to put my number out there. It's 718-406-6866. Stop looking so sad. And my IG handle is New York City _hottest trainer, and my Facebook is Justus Shabazz Allah. But I'm open to the people. If you don't got my number, it's something strange, or you might got a problem. And in that case, I'd rather you call me anyway, because I don't need to see you in person with no problems. I'm a happy guy. You know what I'm saying?
Sure indeed. I'd like to thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule because I know what it looked like. And
Yeah, you see, right?
come blessing on Malah's insight with
And
some of
thank
your
you,
tips,
brother. I'm proud of you.
understanding and insight. I'm very blessed, man, to
Likewise, I'm
share,
humble. I'm humble to be in your presence, God.
share stage with a brother that's been on TV so many times. I was
More
on TV.
times. Hopefully, I get enough clout. I can get you on there too. It ain't never all about me, you know.
Last time I was on TV, it didn't really end too well,
Well,
So
this is a good thing. Good America's a good vibe.
yeah, I'm trying to, rectify that. So I thank you for coming, and I know that the audience appreciate that, and I definitely know they're gonna reach out to you and get some of your gear. I'll put some links up so they can have it as well. And thank you, brother. Peace
Thank
and
you.
blessings.